The following is a production of Cary TV, the Town of Cary's government access channel.
What a pleasure to be here today on this beautiful site. I'm Bob Giolis. I'm the president of the Research Triangle Foundation. I want to thank everyone for being here today on this really special day. This is an important day for us, and I think as we stand here in this rather warm morning and we reflect on the heat of the day and we reflect on the scorching temperatures we had over the last several weeks, it reminds us how important it is for us to be good stewards of our land and our waters, and how important it is that we all become more conscious about how we use those important resources. This morning marks the official completion of Phase 1 of the regional reclaimed water system that not only reduces the amount of nutrients discharged to Jordan Lake and the demand at local water treatment facilities, but saves our businesses money in their effort to keep Research Triangle Park as beautiful and attractive as it always has been. And I'd like to just share with you, as we were riding in this morning, my staff and I, and we were talking about the importance of this day, because as we come to the point of finishing our new master plan and getting ready to share that with everyone this fall, this really becomes the first sustainability project in the park built around our new plan. And so we're very, very excited for that distinction. After remarks from Cary Mayor Harold Weinbrecht, Congressman David Price, we have a representative here, I think, from Congresswoman Renee Elmer's office, and Wake County Commissioner Irv Portman, Durham County Engineer Glenn Whistler, who I just met a minute ago. He will briefly explain the new system, how it works, where it extends, and its regional importance. Then we'll hear from one of our reclaimed water commercial partners, Vice President Mike Carson, about what the system means to his company. After all the remarks, then the fun part comes. We'll move over here to the ceremonial activation of the system. So that promises to be quite exciting and quite fun. So now I'd like to turn it over to Mayor Weinbrecht to begin our comments. Mr. Mayor.
Thank you. Good morning. I'm Harold Weinbrecht, Mayor of Cary, and it's truly a pleasure to be here to mark this important milestone, not only for Cary, but for the region. So thank you for inviting me here to be a part of this celebration. You know, it's taken a lot of blood, sweat, tears, and some elbow grease to get where we are here today. We had our neighbors from the north in Durham County doing upgrades to their treatment system to make this day possible. We had our neighbors in Wake County laying 4.5 miles of pipe to make this day possible. And we have our staff that's getting that reclaimed water to the people that are eligible to use that reclaimed water. And so it's been a joint effort any way you slice it, and I'm proud of that. But for many here today, it's just a halfway point. Phase 2 of this project is going to start this fall, and we're going to take the reclaimed water from the county line and stretch it all the way to Thomas Brooks Park, where we're going to water all our ball fields with this. That's the home of the USA Baseball National Training Complex. And so we're excited for this next phase, and we're glad that this is going to happen, and we want to invite you all back when we celebrate that milestone in Cary. You know, to have great projects come to a great end takes good planning, it takes hard work, it takes some good talent, and it takes a little bit of luck. But there's one more key element to making a successful project, and that's partnerships. And I want to especially thank our county representatives and especially our federal representatives for getting us to where we are today through partnership. And we're very proud to have worked with them to get to this point today. Now, the Jordan Lake Reclamation and Reuse Project is a perfect example of how we can make something great and outstanding when all levels of government have the same vision, the same commitment, and the same dedication to not only serving our citizens, but serving the citizens of the future. And I'm very proud of that and very glad we've gotten to today's point. So at this point, I'm going to conclude my comments and invite Congressman Price up. And I want you to know that Congressman Price and other federal delegates are responsible for getting 1/4 of this project paid for with federal dollars, saving our local taxpayers over $3 million. So at this time, I'd like to introduce Congressman David Price.
Thank you, Mayor, and good morning, everyone. This is one of those occasions where we, I think, appreciate anew the kind of region we live in, the forward-thinking leadership that we've had in the public and private sector, as the Mayor stresses, the kind of partnerships we've been able to forge. For a long time now, we've realized that probably long-term, the greatest barrier to the kind of quality of life we want to see here in the Triangle, the kind of quality growth we want to see, is going to be our water supply. That is simply a fact of life that we're going to be dealing with for as long as this region is growing and developing. And I've been very proud over my term of service to see water reuse really coming into its own as a device that we've utilized at various levels to stretch out those water supplies and to build for the future. I remember years ago a project over in Pittsburgh that took great pressure off the municipal system there in order for a 3M plant to thrive. Holly Springs, just a year ago, we announced a project. And so there have been a number of projects undertaken, often with the help of the EPA's so-called STAG grants that we've gotten designated funding for these projects, with the federal government, of course, not funding it entirely, but doing what the federal government, I think, is supposed to do, which is to sometimes provide seed money, sometimes provide a piece of the puzzle that lets the other elements and helps the other elements come together. So I'm proud to say that we've pioneered in that here in the Triangle region. But I think the project we're announcing today, which has been a long time coming and which still has some phases to go, I think this project is the greatest achievement yet in this area. So many people have brought us to this day. Many people should feel pride and satisfaction in what we've been able to do. And so it's appropriate to mark the occasion and to see how we've put this together and to see what steps lie ahead. So glad to see everybody here, all the stakeholders, as we say, and all the participants who have been part of this. This represents a meeting of the challenge by the communities of the Triangle, an effective partnership, forward-thinking, environmentally friendly ways of improving water quality, sustaining growth, fostering responsible development. It's an example of how we can not just grow, but grow more sustainably and grow in smarter ways. The federal government did come to the table on this, I'm happy to say. $3 million contribution from the aforementioned STAG grants at EPA to help bring this together. The benefits are plain, I think, for all of us to see. Keeping Jordan Lake clean, limiting the need for and the use of treated water, expensive treated water for irrigation and other commercial uses, particularly useful in these dry summer months. Helping foster growth and development in RTP, particularly the areas of RDP that are and will be under continuing development. The sale of the reclaimed water is going to also save money for customers, since it's cheaper than treated water, and it's going to bring in some revenue, we hope and believe, to the municipalities who've invested in this. So, I remember announcing this partnership in 2005. Some of you also remember that. It's very satisfying to see it come to this phase. Pleased to be here to celebrate the completion of phase one. This is a project that is going to have many and lasting benefits, so it's appropriate to mark the day and appropriate for me to thank all of you for the part you've had in bringing us to this day. So thank you very much.
I believe Maggie Dennison is going to join us here. Please come on up, Maggie. Congressman, thank you so much for your comments, and I think you and the mayor both aptly describe what I think has been the hallmark of this region, which is really about partnerships, joint investments, and understanding how we bring the public and private sector together. So thank you both very, very much for that. Maggie, please.
Good morning, everyone. My name is Maggie Snidecki. I am with Congresswoman Elmer's office. I am a field representative. The Congresswoman would love to have been here. However, she has sent a letter, since she's not here, to the men and women of the Triangle Regional Reuse Project. I would like to offer my congratulations on the completion of Phase 1 of the Triangle Reuse Project. The work you are doing is vital to improving the quality of life of our citizens and making our communities safer and more efficient. I am honored to have been invited to this important event and wish I could have been here in person. Your partnership with the town of Cary, Wake and Durham counties, and Research Triangle Park exemplifies the advantages of collaborating toward a mutually beneficial goal. I commend each of you on your willingness to make our community stronger and on the successes you have rightly earned. Congratulations again on the completion of this phase of your project. I wish you all every success as you get closer to achieving your goals. Sincerely, Congresswoman Elmers.
Good morning. I'm Irv Portman with the Wake County Board of Commissioners. It's a pleasure to be here. I guess you have to sit in the sun for 10 minutes like this to realize what a blade of fescue feels like and why it needs water. It's there are a number of levels that make me glad to be here this morning. First of all, 20 years ago I came to this area to work in RTP. So I respect the job engine that RTP has been. And just sitting here looking at the green, beautiful scenery we have around Delta here this morning causes us to remember why people choose to come here. And this project, as you've heard from several speakers earlier, really speaks to the fact that government, whether it's municipal, county, state, or federal, our citizens count on us getting it right. And here in this region in particular, where we have some of the highest growth in the nation, the citizens count on us working together, being responsible stewards, and that's what this project is all about. Just a few miles from here, Lake Jordan serves as our drinking water supply. And on hot days like today, we know we reach near peak. And one of the major benefits of the 5 miles of pipeline that have been laid here is the fact that we are able to extend the capacity of our facilities by being able to reduce the consumption of clean water coming out of the lake by this recycled water. It is good for the environment, it is good for the citizens of this area, and it's good for business. And those three things don't often happen, but it's nice to have that kind of a combination. I have a unique perspective because I had the opportunity to sit on the Cary Town Council when this project was being planned, and now serving on the Wake County Board of Commissioners. It is a really encouraging example to have the opportunity to work with people in elective office where that focus is on cooperation and really making it happen. So I appreciate the chance to be out here this morning. I know that my colleagues sitting up here are feeling the heat like the fescue of the sun. So I will cut my comments at that point and introduce Glenn Whistler, who is going to speak a bit about some of the project details. Thank you.
And good morning. I'm pleased to be here on behalf of the Durham County Board of Commissioners and the County Administration to share some information about the project. In 2005, Durham County constructed an enhanced biological nutrient removal wastewater treatment plant with a 12 million gallon per day capacity. The Triangle Wastewater Treatment Plant produces a highly treated effluent which is discharged to Northeast Creek, a tributary of Jordan Lake. The facility's effluent meets the future Jordan Lake nutrient requirements. For the reuse project, Durham County retrofitted an existing pump station and installed new equipment, which included a 500,000 gallon reuse water storage tank, additional sodium hypochlorite storage tanks, a new hypochlorite dosing system, and continuous turbidity and chlorine monitoring, distribution piping in Durham and Wake County. The reuse water is treated by both ultraviolet disinfection and chlorine disinfection, and the chlorine content is tested continuously both prior to distribution and in the distribution system. In Durham County, the distribution system follows Highway 55 and then parallels Hobson Road from Highway 55 to the Triangle Expressway, and has the potential to serve several industrial clients who can use the reuse water for both irrigation and cooling needs. The distribution in Wake County extends to several industrial users in the Wake County portion of RTP, apartment complexes, subdivisions in the western parts of the town of Cary, and as you heard, will eventually extend to Thomas Brooks Park. The distribution system in Wake County is operated and maintained by the town of Cary. Durham County staff and the town of Cary staff work closely together to ensure the system provides reuse water both safely and reliably to our customers. Water is a key utility for many industrial customers, and reuse water is an economical alternative to potable water for many of these users. This project is the first phase of a project which will serve many more customers in both Durham and Wake counties in the future and improves the environmental and economic sustainability of the area. We are pleased to have worked with numerous partners that you've heard about today on this project that benefits our region. I also want to thank the Durham County staff that were responsible for implementation of this project. And at this time, I'd like to turn it back over to Bob Giolis.
Actually, I think we actually have another guest here who's going to join us first.
Yes,
and I
sir.
look forward to it. Please go right ahead.
Thank you. Thank you. And I'll be very brief because I don't think I'm on the agenda, but I'm Betty Jo Shepherd, and I bring you greetings this morning from the senior senator of the state of North Carolina, Senator Richard Burr. He would very much like to have been here this morning because he knows how important this is and what a big event this is. He does send his congratulations for the completion of phase 1 of this outstanding project because he knows what it means to this community, this area, as far as business and everyone having the use of good, clean water, and he knows how much it will be advantageous to reuse water. He's very glad that the federal government can have a part in this, and he congratulates Wake and Durham counties and the town of Cary on their leadership and their foresight to bring this about. Thank you.
Thank you so very much. And Mike, I think we have Mike Carson here to speak with us a little bit about the commercial use of this project. So please come join us, Mike. Thank you.
First of all, I'll keep this brief and just cover the real value of this system to Delta. Thank you for the opportunity to speak at this dedication. It's truly an honor. I know these projects are quite complex and take time to implement and construct. And I want to thank all the planners, engineers, and our elected officials, public servants, who had the vision and the skills and the talent to make this project a reality. It was only a few years ago the region was on mandatory water rationing. And I recall the dwindling water supply from the area reservoirs and the browning landscape here in Delta. I've been in North Carolina for 33 years and never could have imagined when I moved here from Florida that we would have a water supply problem with the reservoirs that we have at our disposal. But prior to that prolonged drought, I believe many of us assumed we'd always have unlimited water supply. And that year's long severe drought opened my eyes to the new reality of water shortages. But here at Delta, we're very conscious of water and energy use, the impact buildings have on the environment. And since this office was dedicated in 1998, we've taken steps to lower energy use. We've upgraded our HVAC systems with variable speed drives and the air handlers, saving considerable energy. We've upgraded lighting controls, We've upgraded our lighting. We put LED lighting here in the parking lot and in our warehouse. And Delta takes water and energy conservation as a top priority. Every new building constructed anywhere in the world must meet stringent standards. Our newest office building in Taoyuan, Taiwan will receive LEED gold certification this summer. And I believe conservation is the best way to lower environmental impact. But however, in addition, in 2007, Delta was one of the first private companies in the area to install photovoltaic panels with a 30 kilowatt grid-tied system. We take energy conservation and environmental impact very seriously in Delta. And while it's a fact this new water system will provide irrigation water for our landscape at a reduced cost, and most importantly, this water supply is a significant step towards conservation and better control of our water use. And I want to thank all those who worked to make it a reality.
Mike, thank you so much. Mike and I had a chance to talk just before the event today, and it really is impressive how much Delta is doing, and I appreciate the opportunity to be here today at your site and to do this. So now it's time to see the system in action. As you can all see, we're just up here glistening and glowing with anticipation to do it. So at this time, I'd like to ask our speakers and any of our other dignitaries to join us.
2, 3.
The following is a production of Cary TV, the Town of Cary's government access channel.